OK, in its own words, the British Museum boasts a collection of art and antiquities from ancient and living cultures. But curators aren't boasting about one recent exhibit. Smuggled in by a 15-year-old prankster, the painted plate showed a Greek god wearing a pair of Nike trainers. He says staff didn't notice it. The museum says that they did. Glenn Gooden tells the story.
It was far easier than he could have possibly imagined. The artist, known as Cartrain, walked into the British Museum, filming as he went. He found his way to the Greek and Roman antiquities, and then he struck his blow for the counterculture movement. An imitation Greek plate, bought from a charity shop, repainted to feature characters wearing Nike trainers. The description claims the plate dates from 2800 BC.
Well, Cartrain had clearly been doing his homework. This souvenir guide I just got from the British Museum has got a picture of a Greek vase in it that's painted in a very similar style to Cartrain's plate.
He was able to install his exhibit unnoticed by security guards, even though he initially came unstuck.
And I placed it on the wall, and it only lasted 10 seconds before it all came crashing down, and I was going to abandon it. But in the end, I picked the plate up, I put it back in my bag, and I walked around and I glued it up later, about 2 hours later.
The plan was more successful than he could have hoped for.
I thought I'd go back the next day, and I thought it wouldn't have been there, and I walked into the museum, and it was still there on the wall, and I was quite surprised. And people, on the YouTube where I posted it, you see a video, a guy pointing at the description, and he reads it, and I thought it would have alerted security, but he didn't.
He says it was on show for 3 days. The museum say it wasn't.
We obviously have members of staff there to keep an eye out to make sure that everything is running smoothly. And as I say, in this instance, we think it was really just a matter of hours before this was discovered.
Cartrain admits he was inspired by the countercultural artist Banksy, who's pulled these kind of stunts at galleries like Tate Britain, as well as at the British Museum. Like Banksy, he has a political message, this time aimed at Nike.